Okay, Richfield, what's going on? Woo! How many people have been to a Tenors concert before? Make some noise. Make some noise. Right. And who's the newbies? Let me hear the newbies. It's about 50-50. I heard a couple of you scream both times, so I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so I'll give you a little history since about 50% of you don't know me. Oh, everyone say hi to Jesse. He's our audio guy. He's brand new to the team, and he's doing a fantastic job. Way to go, buddy. So again, my name is Clifton Murray. I come from British Columbia, Canada, a small little town. And actually, before we lived in a small town, my parents had us living in the bush, like full-on isolated, nothing around for hundreds of miles type of bush. And they wanted to start a family-run fishing resort. And so they needed to create electricity, so they built a hydro generator. They dammed a waterfall. They created a hydro generator. We created our own electricity. And my dad and my brother were the fishing guides. He was like 10 years old, taking people out. My mom was the cook. I was the little waiter with the shiny shoes and the knee-high socks and the shorts and the shirt that matched the drapes because my mom made all three. Like, it was like super, super humble beginnings. And the cool thing about that was there was no entertainment except for me and my dad. So at like literally 10 years old, I'd be out there after dinner, and I want to hear what that is. What is that? Hearing aid. Cell phone? Oh, it's a hearing aid. Oh, you turn it back down or back up. Just kidding. So we would do the entertainment for the night, and it was I fell in love with like all the rootsy, folky artists like Gordon Lightfoot, Roy Orbison, John Prine, and that was sort of how I grew up telling stories with my dad. And so that's the backdrop of sort of how I got into music. And it was about 3 years ago. I was driving down the highway, it was just me and my dad. And he's like the master of one-liners, you know. And out of nowhere, he just says like, "Who knows how you live in your mind?" I was like, wow, that's a great line. And I've never done this before. I'm like, "Do you want to write a song with me?" He's like, "Sure." So we start coming up with ideas on the road. We go home, we start brainstorming, and we might bring my mom into the project, and she starts giving feedback, and the song starts to take on this life of its own, and we start to reflect back on those early days of Nemo Bay, you know, when it was no one but the family, and it was a little bit of Mosquito Coast going on, you know, it was a little bit crazy, and you know, talking about the sacrifices that were made and the hardships and whatnot. And I realized that I was doing couples counseling with my mom and dad. And I'm like, "Do you like it, Mom?" She's like, "Yeah, it's really good." Oh, yeah. All the things she wanted my dad to say in a song and never did was right here, it was perfect. And so basically the song really was about, you know, how to go on living with the ones that you've chosen in your life despite, you know, things that have happened in the past, and how to look past those things. And became this beautiful universal message, but it was really about that sort of story of my mom and dad a little bit. So this is a song that I wrote with my mom and dad. It's called Let It Go.